Welcome to Spotlight New England. I'm one of your hosts, Audrey McClelland.
And I'm Ashley Erling, and we have some exciting things to talk about today, right?
We do. We have a great show today. I'm very excited about this.
No, I'm excited. But today, we talked about this a little bit earlier today.
It's a big day.
It's your anniversary.
It's 24 years.
I mean, that sounds like a long time to me.
It's a long time. I mean, I met Matt when I was 20 years old. And I think the odd thing is, for me is when I think about it, I have a son who's 20.
Yeah.
So and if he said to me at 23 that he wanted to get married, now I kind of give my in-laws a little bit of a, okay, I'll give you a little bit of a pass. Because I remember them well, you guys are very young.
Yeah.
You sure?
You were 23
I was 23 when I got married.
That's young.
It is very young. I mean, you're still growing up in many ways. But
I don't know if your frontal lobe is fully formed yet.
It is not fully formed yet.
I think that happens at 25.
Definitely not for boys. But listen, it all worked out.
Yes, it did.
The good thing is. And, it's funny. I remember someone told me when we were getting married and everybody's talking about our age, they said, listen, young love means long love. And I loved that. I was like, okay, I get that. So happy anniversary to my husband. We're going to go out to dinner tonight. But, and I do have a photo that I did share. It's the same one I showed you this morning, too, on the road show. Just like a black and white.
The one that looks like Jennifer
Aniston and Brad Pitt, if I close my eyes and pretend. But no, there's
Audrey Aniston.
There it is. But this was our reception was at Blythewald. When I tell you, we were so sweaty at this point, my dress could have slithered off my body with sweat. Literally. And it was suction taped on. But it was a great day. And it was a hot day, kind of like today. So,
you don't look sweaty in your photo.
Thank you. Thank you. This is all before filters, too. So I thought it'd be fun since the lovely Ashley is going to be getting married in 2.5 months now?
In 3.
3 months?
Yeah.
I love it. It's coming up.
Yeah.
So I thought we'd talk about what builds a happy marriage. Okay?
Tell me, what is it?
Well, this is what, according to the online world, the wild, wild west of the internet.
Okay, good. Great. Love that.
So, but actually, it all is very clear. So, number one, the foundation needs to be on love, commitment, and mutual respect, which I feel like you have.
Yeah.
Right?
I feel good about that.
I would hope you have those three.
I hope that everybody feels that they do.
Okay, but then they break it down a little bit more. So the first one is communication. To be open and honest is crucial.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're open and honest?
Yeah, I feel like we are. I think the communication can get hectic though because he has kids and there's a lot going on.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we're running in a million directions. So sometimes I'm like, wait, you're doing what? I didn't know you're doing that. But I don't really feel like that's communication. It is communication, but it's more of logistics.
And I've told you
who's where when. And
I haven't. I've told you this before because when my parents got married, my dad had two sons, and my mother went into the marriage obviously being really a stepmom.
There's a lot of players.
I was gonna say it is a whole different level.
Very different.
And
very different.
And you have to know kind of where your place is. You don't want to be too much but too little, and you do it seamlessly.
I try. Thank you.
You're very good at it.
So far, so good.
So far, so good. And the kids are adorable too. Trust and respect.
Yes.
So you have to have mutual admiration and respect for each other. So respecting each other's opinions, values, and individuality, which I feel like you guys do,
definitely.
right?
I think it helps that we met each other a little bit older too, because you're already
right.
a lot of these things are you've already had the people that you didn't have that with.
Right, right.
So
You've cut the fat.
You know.
Intimacy. This is not that kind of show.
We're
just going to hope the intimacy is there.
My mother
with the double
this.
thumbs up. Yeah, we can't watch that. Okay? We can't ever listen to that stuff. Shared values and interests.
Yes, we definitely have that, and that was important to me.
Yeah,
having shared values and moving forward in life with the same things that are important to us, which, is really family.
Absolutely.
Honestly.
Well, it's true. It's the root of everything. And then the last big thing is forgiveness and growth, that you allow each other to grow and forgive as things happen.
I'm sure we'll be good at that. We don't really get in a lot of arguments.
Yeah, you've said that, which is great.
Yeah, so it's a rare occasion, but I think we're both pretty good at moving along once the issue's resolved.
And I know you're going to go through this, but Matt and I were married in the Catholic Church too.
Yeah.
And I remember when we were doing our pre-Cana, is that how you say it?
Yep.
Classes?
Oh, I'm signed up.
So we're doing them soon.
It's actually 2 weeks from now, I think.
But I remember the woman saying to the entire class, listen, the one thing, if you can remember this when you leave, is never hit below the belt. Because as two people that are growing together, what's going to press each other's buttons.
Yeah.
And still to this day, we'll look at each other and go, listen, I'm not going to hit below the belt.
See, that's what,
but
it'll be good, right?
Yes. So,
so fun.
there you go. So it's a happy marriage. That's all you need to know for a happy marriage. That's it.
Everything's easy.
Oh, everything's easy from there. But no, today's my anniversary, so excited about that. But I'm also excited about our next guest, who is someone that we get to work with here, but we get to know a little bit more about. So stick around. We will be right back. Welcome back to Spotlight New England. So our next guest, the one and only Kim Kalunian. You know her already. She's at WPRI 12. She is a force here, an unbelievable interviewer. And we actually had her on the road show once doing a kitchen segment. And I have to be honest with you, I've known that she was great in the kitchen just from following her on social media. But you could have your own literally food show, Kim.
Oh my goodness. Thank
Really
you.
good in
You're
the
too
kitchen with
kind.
us. So welcome to our show.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
We're really excited to have you because we are, we love just kind of like talking to like females and powerful females, and we like to, look around us and see that we're like working with them, which is amazing. So we knew we wanted to have you in, and thank you for coming in early because you're kind of busy.
Well,
She's very busy. She
I
is.
usually work later. It's a little bit earlier, but I couldn't say no to this.
Thank you.
I love it. So Kim, tell me, because you were a Rhode Islander.
Yes.
So can you bring me like the very beginning? Because also she's like big in musical theater too.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I used to be in a
Yeah.
past life.
Yeah.
But yeah, I sort of grew up in the theater. I started dancing at a really young age, I think 2.5 at Carolyn Dutra Dance Studio.
Oh my
Oh
God.
my gosh, I drive by that every day.
I love
Yeah,
it.
it's a great place. They just celebrated their 50th anniversary last year. Miss Carolyn is just, shout out to Miss Carolyn. She's amazing. But so I sort of started in that world. I grew up in Warwick and then started doing, theater camp in the summer. I was a child actor in a play at Trinity Rep and just got bitten by the theater bug really early on. And so thought that's what I was going to do professionally. Took a year off after high school to try and pursue that, and did that for a while. I actually deferred from college.
That's awesome. I didn't know
way.
that.
Yeah. And I mean, like, I wasn't on Broadway. I wish, if anyone's watching and can put me on Broadway.
She's here.
Just for
She's
one
here.
night, like, that's fine. But I did regional theater. I was at Theater by the Sea. I did Arlene Violet's production of The Family, which was a musical about the mafia
Oh
at
my
Trinity
God.
Rep. So, like, really cool experiences sort of up and down the East Coast. But then I sort of came to a fork in the road in my early 20s because I was also freelancing at the Warwick Beacon newspaper at the time, and sort of had to make this decision between the life I wanted. Do I want this life on the road or this life in New York City where I'm constantly worried about job security?
Yeah.
And it's a tough life. So,
Yeah.
Props to everyone who
Yeah.
does theater professionally. Or do I want to go into journalism, which is a little bit more stable of a job, hopefully.
A little, anyway.
A little.
There's always news.
Yeah. And so I chose journalism, and I started working at the Warwick Beacon full time, and then I went to WPRO Radio from there, and then I came here in 2015.
Wow. I had no idea
didn't-
that background.
yes.
That
I
piece
knew
of
that
it.
you had done theater because even when I went to Theater by the Sea to
Yeah.
do a story, they immediately were like, you work with Kim. I was like, yeah. They're like, she was here. Like, she was wonderful. We love her. And like, there are a lot of great local places
Amazing.
that people can, utilize, I guess, if that is something that they're interested in. It sounds like you've done a lot of them.
Yeah, I mean, when they say that Providence is the creative capital, in terms of, the punch that it packs for performing arts, there's a lot of opportunity here, both professionally and in the community theater. I mean, you've got Theater by the Sea, you've got Trinity Rep. PPAC brings in touring productions, so there's not a lot of local opportunity, but there's the Wilbury Theater Group, the GAM, Burbage Theater Company, and these are just the ones that I'm thinking of off the top of my head.
Right.
And then there's all of the rich community theaters that exist. And if you're someone who's passionate about performing or who's curious about it, there's so much opportunity here. And then, frankly, like, we get to sit in the audience and enjoy the amazing local talent that we have. It's awesome.
So
It
Kim,
is so cool.
do you feel like your background in theater, because I love how everybody comes to, like, obviously where they are in different ways. So at WPRI, even like Ashley and I both got to our jobs doing different backgrounds.
Yeah.
How, like, do you feel like it helped you in terms of really being on air, like the theater piece?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, all throughout my childhood, every summer, if I was going to Camp Broadway, we were learning diction, enunciation, how to connect with people, how to storytell. And frankly, that's what we're doing every day, just in front of a camera lens. We're trying to connect with people and tell them what's important, but in an informative and engaging way.
Yeah.
I mean, what we happen to be reporting on is usually very serious and true to life, which is very different from, tap dancing and musical theater and glitter and sequins. But it's still connecting with people and trying to, story tell through a camera instead of behind the footlights of a stage.
Right.
But I mean, besides those skills, I grew up doing improv comedy where you have to think on your feet. And when the prompter goes down or you don't have a script or you're in a situation where you just have to ad lib, that training really comes in handy too.
I always appreciate when people say that they did improv because, and I say this every time, but like to me that sounds like the scariest thing you could ever do.
It really
is improv. Like that is terrifying to me. So the people who do it and like do it because they want to do it.
Right.
I give you so much credit because like that is such a, I don't even know what the word is. Like, I mean, like you're saying, it's so good because now you can always think on your feet and all that. But to even just like get in front of people and be vulnerable like that.
Well, I mean, it is sort of like jumping off a roof without a parachute on, but it is exhilarating. And when you land on your feet, it feels really good. Right. But I know even in the corporate world, they'll bring in, some of my old friends from the improv world to teach them these skills because it's about team building, it's about critical thinking, and it's about sort of just having confidence in what's up here and letting it come out of your mouth.
Yeah, I know.
Looking at it,
you
just like that.
Have to, like rip the Band-Aid and be like, it'll be okay.
It's gonna be okay. You gotta land.
So
take
us a little bit through about your time then when you started in radio and then, ultimately did end up here at PRI when we're so thankful for that. But I love that you're such a true Rhode Islander. I love your Rhode Island roots. And I feel like for viewers watching you, they feel that as well. Like you feel like you're kind of like a Rhode Islander out there with people here in the community.
Well, I appreciate that you're saying that and that it comes through because this is my home. And one of the things that really informed my decision about what I wanted to do next was the fact that I love being here and I love being close to my family and this community. So when the time came for me to make that decision, that was really a big part of it. And I got the opportunity at WPRO writing on their website initially, so I was off air. And then I think someone was out sick or something, classic story.
Classic.
Crazy.
And I was reporting a little bit here and there. And then I know for a fact that someone had laryngitis and other people were not available and they needed someone to anchor the afternoon news. And they were sort of like, you're the only one here.
You're it.
Gosh.
And it was very nerve-wracking, and I cannot listen to that air check because I sound so bad and so nervous. But I did it, and they were wonderful over there. They gave me the opportunity to continue to grow and gave me that role full-time eventually, which I stayed in for 2 years. But I knew I wanted to eventually make the leap to TV, and so many people go out of market to start at a smaller market, and that was really something I wanted to try to avoid doing because one of the things that I love about journalism is being able to report on my own community.
Yeah.
And I didn't know if I would feel the same passion and inspiration elsewhere.
Right.
Yeah.
So when I met with Karen Resendiz, our news director, I just sort of pitched her on, listen, I'll work really hard. Yeah. I'll try and learn whatever it is that you have to teach me, but I don't want to go anywhere else. Yeah. And she took a chance on me.
Isn't that funny? You need one person to take a chance on you.
That's it. That's all you need. And so I'm very grateful.
And I was going to say, though, you've been proving yourself. You've proved yourself ever since. I do remember when you started. I don't remember how many years ago it was because I feel like we've lived our whole lives here.
Seriously.
But I do remember when you started, and I remember thinking, this girl is a hard worker. Like, that is a hard worker from the get-go. Like, you can tell. And you have continued to always be that way from the time you started. And that's kind of rare, I think, that people, a lot of people start really strong and they love what they do, of course, but to be able to sustain that for, a number of years and you've continued to rise and rise around here and are now one of our main anchors. I mean, that's an incredible story.
Thank you.
Really,
this is really good
want
for my
it.
ego. Thanks,
It's
guys.
good. I'm glad.
It should be.
Thank
Oh,
you.
God.
One thing that I've always loved about you is like I've said to Ashley before, as a guest from the Road Show and you're with people, when you're being interviewed, when someone's listening to you.
Yeah.
And when someone's not.
Yeah.
When they're just thinking of the next question they're going to ask you and you're kind of sitting there giving them your messaging, but in the back of your mind thinking, I'm not really being listened to.
Yeah.
You are an unbelievable interviewer.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, I watched it on TV. I've seen it in person. You listen to people. And that Is that something for you that just comes natural? I mean, it's a gift that some people, you either have or you don't have it, and you draw people in.
Well, thank you. I think as a young journalist, it's one of the biggest things that people struggle with, and I remember struggling with it when I was at the newspaper trying to interview people, because you have your list of questions and, you know, the answers that you're expecting to hear or the answers that you want to get. And sometimes you're so in your brain, especially when you're green, about, am I doing a good job? Do I sound stupid?
Right.
And then I think as you get older and you get more comfortable with people and that kind of thing, it really does become a conversation. And those are the, as you know, the best interviews.
Yeah.
Because if you're not listening and someone says something that's really interesting and you know,
Miss
skip
it.
right
Yeah.
by it, the audience is going to go, wait a second, I wanted to know more about that.
Yeah.
So it's really an important skill and something that when I talk to young reporters about, I really try and say, make sure that you're listening. Your list of questions will still be there. Don't worry.
Yeah.
But listen to what they're saying.
And a fun fact, I don't know, I've told Kim this before, so whenever we have someone come on the road show, and I know that you've probably interviewed them, like a local politician or something, I always go to the WPR website and search Kim Kalunian.
Do you?
And their
Oh my
names.
gosh. Do you? I didn't
Because
know that.
Kim always says the names correctly.
Oh my gosh!
And it's like a joke now. So it's like, so it's not a stalker.
If Kim did it,
It's not a stalker.
Like
It's
you're like, let
actually
me
me.
cheat and see what Kim did.
I'm like,
That's
I
correct.
hope
I
I'm
love
saying their
it.
last name correctly. I'm gonna like search
You're
Kim.
so funny.
Thank you.
Also, that Black Island story, by the way, so good. We love that. That was so much fun to watch. I want to shift gears a little bit though before her time with you is over, because I love also, you know, you're a mother. You love to like host and entertain and bake, and I want people to know that side of you too. I mean, you have so much going on behind the scenes. What's life been like? How old now?
She's 3. She just turned 3, my
gosh.
daughter Samantha, and she's so wonderful and so energetic and just so joyful. It's really wonderful to watch life through her eyes.
Yeah.
And she loves to bake with me, which is great.
Oh my God.
I love
my official
that.
taste tester. I gave her something I baked this morning, and she did not like it.
Oh, tough critic.
Sorry.
Well,
Oh, well.
At
Sorry.
least she is brutally honest with you.
Brutally honest, it was not a chocolate chip cookie, which is her favorite.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Fair
okay.
enough. But yeah, I love to bake, and I think that's something that was instilled in me by, you know, my mom and my Nana and my grandmother.
Yeah.
They were all wonderful cooks and bakers, and I grew up watching Martha Stewart and Ivy Martin, and just thinking like, that's so fabulous. I want to have a house like that where
Oh,
I
yeah.
bring people in and we sit down, we light the candles, and we relax. I don't do much of that these days.
Well, you
You're
have a little
busy.
too much going, especially when you're working night side and also having a toddler. I mean, that's a lot.
it's a lot.
But is that like your kind of like, is that like your yoga? Is that your like
It
Zen
really
time?
is, Audrey. It
Yeah.
is. Like, I feel myself being pulled to the kitchen. Like, I need to go bake something to relax
Yeah.
a little bit. And there's just something so different about being in the kitchen versus what we do every day. It's tactile. It's you're following instructions. It's, you know, there's a beginning, middle, and an end, and then you get to eat something really yummy,
Yeah.
hopefully.
Right.
And it's just, I find it very, very therapeutic, very relaxing.
I love when you post stuff online of like what you've baked. I literally am like, oh my gosh, she is like the best. Like you're
Yeah.
just so cool, and like you just like
I'm not.
do it all.
Oh,
You do it all.
You're way above where I would potentially even try to be, believe me. But you were great in the Roadshow Kitchen when we
I
had
know.
you
Thank
on
you.
that
I would
time.
love
Yeah.
to come back.
Good.
sometime
Oh
and
my
have
God.
you
Please,
opening.
I know.
Let me
I always feel bad asking because I know how busy you are.
Well, I will, just like I was here. I will come back to the Roadshow Kitchen anytime.
That is a deal. That is a deal. Absolutely. But
And what do you think it is that you love the most about what you do?
I mean, I do love that it's different every day, like with the Block Island story and getting to meet those guys and having that
Yeah.
experience. My photographer, Corey Welch, and I, we work together a lot. We're friends behind the scenes, and we're a great team. And it's just fun going out in the world and like
Yeah.
meeting people and seeing unique things, and then having to think about how to condense all of that into 2 minutes of
it's
television.
very challenging.
And share it with everyone.
Yeah.
And you know, it goes back to the storytelling, right? I love storytelling. I love people, and I just think it's fun that every day I learn something new.
Yeah.
I love that. I mean,
It-
you can
yeah.
tell. You can tell it's like that. And then I just like, you know, what is it like having your husband here?
It's nice because I don't really
You get to see
spend too
him
much
somehow.
time.
Yeah.
But it must be so cool being able to like even like pop upstairs and just say hi,
It's
or
great.
having a good day or a bad day, have somebody to share it with here.
It's so true, and he really gets
I
the
was
industry.
just going to say, he
and-
must understand, you know, both of you, each other. I mean, there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes and what
Yeah.
goes into everything that everyone here does. So
Yeah.
to to have somebody truly understand the effort.
Yes.
Must be nice.
It's so great. And I mean, the strange hours and the demands and all of that. I mean, it's great. And he's just so brilliant, too. We're talking about Ted Nisi for people who
Yes, okay. We assume everyone knows the Rhode Island royal couple.
Yes, but he's so brilliant, too, that, it's great to just be able to pop upstairs and say, we're on the same team. Like, what do you think about this?
Yeah.
Like, what would you ask this person? What are you
that's a
hearing?
good point.
So it's great. And
That's
I mean,
awesome.
sometimes we get to have those conversations over a glass of rosé at night. Sometimes we're having them here in the studio, and I wouldn't change it.
And you occasionally will get to anchor together, which I always love when I see that too.
It's very cool.
It's really fun.
It's really nice to, watch you guys too. It's like fun for us. I know Rhode Island Monthly did that nice article on you guys.
Yeah, it was a great
well,
article.
So
Yeah.
if you want to know more about Kim, you can look that one up too, because that was a great read as well.
Kim, thanks so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you for
I
having
love
me.
this, getting to know a little bit more about our favorite people. Right,
no,
the
it's
station.
just like nice to get to know people on a little bit of a different level, and I think for our viewers too.
Absolutely. Well, Kim, you're the best. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you.
And stick around. We have more coming on Spotlight New England.
It's the most wonderful time of year in, the Northeast in New England, because now all of the farms
Oh, it's finally here.
have, they open year round, of course, but now everything seems like it's starting to be in season.
Yes, I
we
love
have
this time of
so
year.
many great places around here.
We really do. So I recently went to Four Town Farms, which is near where I live.
Yeah, so you go there pretty frequently.
I do. They are. Here it is right here. I mean, if you know the area, there are acres and acres and acres of land, and it's owned by a family, and they are the loveliest, kindest people. My husband actually has his food products in the store there.
And we've mentioned that before, but Backyard Food Company.
Yep, the Backyard Food Company. It's like jams and jellies and salsas and pickles, and they took a chance on him.
Yeah.
Like we were just talking with Kim about when someone takes a chance on you. Like they had like no product in any stores yet.
Wow,
and
really? They were one of the first.
They were one of the first
Oh, I
people.
didn't know that.
You know when you just love somebody like that?
Yeah.
Because we were so nervous about getting his food products in places, and they're still there, and we love it. But I wanted to share because a lot of people do look for places to go pick your own.
Right, this time of year especially.
It's called PYO for the cool people.
Okay, well, I did
not know that. Apparently, it's
I bet
PYO.
Kim already knew that.
I had no clue.
I think Kim Kalunian
Do you
already
think
knew that.
Kim,
yeah.
did you know that? Kim didn't know that. It makes
She
me feel better.
bakes. She bakes pie. I mean, she bakes everything.
So right now at Fort Town Farm, or actually a lot of the farms in our area, this is what's in season. So strawberries were started, which many people know early June. Matt
and strawberries.
we went with the kid. We actually try to go every year with the kids. It's sad the kids start to dwindle as they leave. But Victoria loves doing this, and they also have pick your own peas right now. But look at that bounty that we got.
I don't think I've ever picked my own peas.
Oh, yeah, I have never done this either.
Is it a pod? This is a dumb question.
I have no idea.
I actually regret starting to ask this question. It's like a pod.
I'm like, stop. I don't know.
Like a full pod. It is a pod. See, I knew Kim would know.
I knew Kim would know. Our director knows.
Okay.
So yes.
I feel dumb.
So I had no clue. I'm like, you do the little it's edamame. It's not you're not doing edamame there. It's like the actual pea. So and then also they have the flower gardens, which I have not done yet, and they have the pick your own flower gardens right now. It's open at the end of June through honestly sometime in September.
Okay, that's at Fort Town.
That's at Fort Town Farm. But I feel like a lot of their pumpkin season starts a little bit earlier. Starts in September.
Okay.
So, again, there's always something going on.
I just think that every time I look at any sort of a farm, flower farms, farms with, food, it's always a quicker season than I think it's going to be for something.
Yeah.
So I usually miss the strawberries because
You got to go now.
Right. Which, I mean, will I? Probably not.
No,
but one thing I really want to do this year, so I'm going to say it out loud. There's a blueberry farm by me, and I haven't been yet, and I really want to go to that.
Oh, that'd be fun to do.
Because I have, and like when I was a kid, one of my grandmothers had a blueberry bush, and I remember like picking blueberry, and I feel like it would just be really fun for the kids to do.
The kids would love that. Yeah.
And it's like in our neighborhood.
Yes.
So I really want to do that this year.
So definitely add that to your list.
Yeah, but it starts like this week or next week, and I think it's only like 2 weeks long.
So you better get on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know the seasons
It's
are
go
very
time.
quick. But again, if you live near a local farm, we love, obviously supporting local farmers, local farms. So make sure you get out there and do some fun things.
Yeah. And
What a
thanks for
great show.
joining us today on Spotlight New England, and we will see you next time.